Welcome to the 3G Fitness Podcast,
where three generations of trainers come together to discuss all things fitness related.
Join us as we share insights, tips, and stories from our diverse experiences as we unravel the secrets of staying fit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3G's Fitness Podcast. My name is Cisco.
and I am Michael.
And I'm Coach Kyle.
And we are the three generations that are going to speak to you about fitness today. One of the things that we're going to talk about today is the most commonly concept of steps is 10,000 steps a day that is always recommended to help develop a healthier lifestyle. Okay, so when we hear 10,000 steps, Mike, what goes through your head?
That's a lot of steps.
That's a lot of steps, right?
A lot of steps. I'm probably good for 4,000.
And I'm glad you said that, because right now what we're looking at, the average American is probably walking between 3,000 to 4,000 steps. Okay, to make this more in simplest terms, 10,000 steps is roughly about close to 5 miles that you should be doing, and this is just not all at once throughout the day. So many Americans, many people across the world, actually, you know, we all sit at jobs, sitting down, 8 hours for work, probably 1 hour of transportation to get there. We're sleeping about 6 to 8 hours a day. That doesn't give us that many time in the day to move around. So that's why that number is so low.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things is we want to make sure, and you hear it from doctors, you hear it from everybody, trainers as well. One of the changes that we always tell people when they're starting on a fitness journey is, let's see if we can get you to 10,000 steps a day. There's a lot of benefits to it. You know, it's going to help with your cardio.
Yep.
It's going to help with your sleep. You know, that's one thing that it always helps out too. It's going to help out with mood. But more importantly,
Your lungs and your heart.
Your lungs, your heart. But more importantly, like, you are moving around, you are burning calories. You're going to be burning more than what you were doing before you got started.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you say you do about like 4,000, right?
Maybe 4,000, maybe.
Right? So it's very challenging. So one of the things that I'm pretty sure a lot of the listeners and the viewers want to know is, how do we get there? What are ways?
Yeah.
So I think, Kyle, you got some tips out there for some of us?
Yeah, a good one is go on a hike.
Go on a hike. So
Yeah, that is a good one. But what if you don't hike?
Oh.
Then you can go play a sport.
Well,
Different ways.
No, I know.
Different ways.
Well, then let's talk about Mike. Mike, you do 4,000. What's making you
How do you achieve that?
How do you achieve your 4,000?
What does your day-to-day
What do you
look
do
like?
for your
Okay,
4,000?
well, you know, I walk my dog in the morning and evening.
Walk your dog.
And then
There.
I have a treadmill that I walk on.
Yeah.
That will, you know, and then what I do, my daily routine, what I do, you know, go to the gym at the house and stuff like that, you know, I can bring that, I can get that 4,000. But my thing is, you got people that have just jobs, and they sit for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
There's this machine. It's not really a machine, but it's like a cycle that you can put under your desk, and you can
Oh, pedal?
Okay.
you can move your feet.
Yeah.
You know, and you could do that, you know. That will give, you know. Well, I saw it on Amazon.
You saw it on Amazon, and I think I know what you're talking about.
because I saw it and I was like, man, that's interesting. You know, it's not anything complicated. It's just a basic contraption that you put down there, and you.
So I do like that contraction idea. I've seen it, because I think that's a great tool to use for someone whose knees aren't that really super strong, right? So say if you're dealing, it's very low impact, and it's pretty much a desk treadmill or a desk cycle. That's what you have. That's very good to get someone started who maybe has weak knees, you know, because that's one of the common things that I see. So
it is, because I have weak knees.
See,
you know, and they do.
And so for someone like an individual yourself, you know, you do have weak knees. Getting up and walking is probably not the most comfortable, right?
It's the worst.
It's the worst. So usually strengthening with something low impact.
Yeah.
And what do we call low impact training here?
Lit.
It's lit.
Woo! Based off of Mike, is lit. Woo! Man, Mike be teaching us
You
new
go swimming
acronyms.
too. That'll be a good low impact one. Swimming.
Yeah, swimming's a good one.
Yeah,
but that's
swimming.
not going to be able. It's hard to count your steps on that,
For
right?
sure,
You
for
know,
sure.
most people
I was just
have.
talking about, like, since
Not
you're talking
really.
about low intensity stuff.
If you get in the pool and you walk, you know, it's really works. It really makes your muscles work.
That's a
because of
great one.
The water resistance.
That's a great one. Good. Look at you, man.
You know,
Look at you. Get him with the lit. It's lit.
No, I was gonna give him a round of applause.
It's still lit.
That's okay. I had.
So
Gotta put my input in somewhere.
So now we're finding out how different ways or anything like that for people with low impact. But now again, going back, if the average American is going about 3,000 to 4,000 steps, and they need to get to that 7,000 extra, one of those things is I agree with Kyle, going out for a hike or just even going around for a walk during your lunch. We're talking about
right. You see a lot of people
Walk for
doing
your
that.
lunch.
Yeah, you see a lot of people with desk jobs, right? So if you have a desk job and
Park
you're
further away from buildings.
that's another one too. You probably have an hour long lunch or anything like that.
Yeah.
Try to maybe consume your lunch in about 20 minutes if you can, and then use the next
Go for a
40
walk,
minutes to
yeah.
go out for a walk,
Just chow down real
and one
quick.
of those things. and it's better for you too. I mean, one of those things is it gets you out of the building. Put on some music, put on something to listen to, and it gives you that reset. That's one thing I tell a lot of my clients. I'm like, look, what do you do for lunch? All right, cool. Oh, I get DoorDash delivered, or I eat. All right, cool. If you get that delivered, you eat, and you have an hour long, maybe try to at least eat within 20 minutes.
Right, right. Yeah, I agree.
And then put on some headphones or something and get out of work, because that's also going to give you a mental recharge, and you're moving.
And the worst thing to do is to eat and then go back to your seat and sit.
Mm-hmm. And that is, so that's one of those things that I always advise people. You find the opportunity where you can. Usually lunch is a great opportunity, and then after work, if people are getting home around 6 or 7, they'll have a dinner. Repeat the same pattern that you just did for lunch.
Right.
A lot of us, we get home, I understand it's tiring, it's one of those things, so we have to find that self-motivation to just kind of get up and just
and do something.
get another 40
Be
minutes
active.
out there.
Yeah.
We make time for the things that we want. So if
Yeah.
you really want it, you make time to go on a walk after you eat or whatever.
Yeah, and then another thing too, I did have a client in Arizona, and that's how I was working with him. We were going back and forth during the summertime. His rebuttal was like, yo, dude, it's summer. I'm not walking. Even at nighttime, it's already 90 degrees. I was like, all right, cool. You know what? You're a big baseball fanatic. You got a treadmill available? The treadmill? He's like, yeah. He's like, put the treadmill on. Instead of watching the game on your couch, set your phone
They're
right
watching
there.
watch it on TV.
Watch it on the TV
I
and
do it.
set yourself up too, because like I said, it's one of those when you're hitting your steps, that's going to just help improve a lot of weight loss. You got a lot of opportunity to lose calories when you're hitting your 10,000 steps.
Right.
So how many calories do you lose in 10,000 steps, you think?
It's roughly around 300 to 500, right?
Yeah.
300 to 500
If
calories.
you're hitting that consistently, it's about 300 to 500. And
So in a span of a week, that could be a pound already.
Yep. Because if you think about it, if you are hitting, let's just hit the higher numbers to get people excited. You're hitting
500.
10,000 steps a day. That's an extra 500 calories that your body is burning.
Per
500 per day. So if you do that for a whole week every day,
500 times 7 equals 3,500, which is equal to 1 pound of body weight.
So I always tell a lot of people, I'm like, we just got to find out to move. And that's the thing, is to find the opportunities and the areas where you can, even if it's in the morning, walking your dog,
Yeah,
right?
walking your dog.
If you have a dog, I think that's the best way to do it as well. Wake up, take the longer route. And not just that, it's going to benefit it for your dog
Just
as
sell
well,
your
too.
car and go Forrest Gump mode.
Forrest Gump. if you can. Now, and here's one thing that we were talking about. We've been yelling lit and whatnot, and that's low intensity. Some people that have high intensity can probably hit 10,000. If they're maybe out there running, someone that runs for an hour is probably going to get to 10,000 steps a lot quicker than someone that walks.
Yeah.
Someone playing basketball.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, and one of those things that you got to just figure out what intensity level you want to be at. We always want to start off with the lowest because it's the easiest to maintain. You said it yourself right now. You only hit 4,000 walking your dog and whatnot. But you're not out there running.
That's
right?
half of it right there. Though.
Yeah, that's half of it.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things too. And you're a pretty active individual.
Yeah, I'm pretty active for my age.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And so, but that's one of those things too, is that like if we go by age, you got to find out how to get there. So Mike, maybe with you is probably making your walk with your dog a little bit longer.
Yeah, because you got, you have a lot of aches and pains. I don't know if you guys know that about aches and pains, but as you get older, your knees and joints are pretty achy when you wake up in the morning. And the best thing to do is to be active. Get out and walk. You know, if you walk with a partner, you can walk by yourself. You can walk your dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but get out and walk and get your joints moving.
Right.
You know.
And like I said, it's one of those two where I'm a big proponent of the best way to do it is walking into a gym, because mentally it's once you walk into a gym, you're mentally checked into it and like, all right, I'm here, I have to do it or anything like that. Because a lot of people have a struggle to really like get out and let me go for a walk around the block because my couch is already here. It's very hard to leave the couch in general once you've had a long day. Sure. Yeah, once you've had a long day, is like it's very hard. Like I get that all the time with clients where they've had a long day, they get home, they're on the couch and they're just checked out. They've had a rough day, so
fall asleep.
Yeah, they fall asleep or anything like that. So I always tell people, I'm like, if you can just find a way to make it into a gym, you know, you're already there. You know, like how you said in one of the previous workout. A bad workout is better than no workout.
That's
you
it.
know,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Had one
That is a
yesterday.
good way, but what if they're not a gym rat?
If they're
it's
not,
hard for them
it's
to
hard.
adhere to that. So I think the best way is just finding an activity that you enjoy doing that you would do long term.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be hiking, that could be sports, just whatever you enjoy that you're willing to commit to do consistently over time.
Yeah, that's it. You got to find something that's going to keep you active. It's like you said, it doesn't matter what sport it is. You know, whatever sport you choose, you know, you're going to move.
Yeah, that too.
You know.
And like I said, there's different ways. I mean, I'll throw my mom out there. My mom does Zumba on YouTube, and you know, she literally
There you go.
That's that right. She
Oh, Zumba's a
Dancing
good,
dancing
that's a
is
good
Yeah.
that'll
aerobic
burn a lot of
aerobic
calories for
exercise.
sure.
she'll do that. She'll be like, okay, well, honey, I gotta let you go. I'm like, why? I'm like, you literally called me in the middle of my Zumba class. I'm like, you're at home. I know, I'm doing it in front of the YouTube. And she's always the YouTube. I'm always
The
doing it in
YouTube.
front of the YouTube. I'm all like, okay, cool. And so it's one of those things where there's ways out there. Like I said, I just feel like it's one of those where you got to really find a way how you said it, enjoyable.
Yeah, you
know.
do. You know, you
'Cause-
play basketball. You know.
I play basketball.
I took a pickleball.
Some people play pickleball. Yeah, exactly. Pickleball is going
I-
crazy right
I
now.
just-
Pickleball is insanely
I
popular.
just picked it up.
Yeah.
You know, my wife and I, we just.
It's a lot of running, dog.
We
Is
just
it? It's a
started.
It's a lot of running.
you know.
I just played not too long ago, and I underestimated that sport for sure. So
It's-
I got a lot of
it's-
respect
it's
for
a-
people who play pickleball.
What's the basis of pickleball? Because I've seen it, but I've never like really.
It's like
played it.
tennis,
It's
but like
tennis, right?
small. Smaller.
It's like playing tennis, but a lot slower. It's slower. But then it could you're using a wiffle ball. Okay, so
Oh, so it moves slower and
Yeah,
whatnot, but it
Nah,
makes you.
it's still pretty fast, dude. Because I'll be playing, these people who've been playing for years,
well,
and they
that's a little bit
and I'm
different.
like,
You know, they know how to spin it, and they know how
right,
to do
exactly.
They know how to
I think
do these things.
it's in between tennis and ping pong. It's oversized ping pong.
I got this little contraption, you know, that has water in it with a little rubber string that has a pickleball at the end.
It's like a tether paddle.
tether-
Yeah, so we're hitting it, and all of a sudden, man, that thing is like, whoa, man, you know, I thought this was supposed to be like an old person's sport, you know, because that's what it started off to be.
It's not.
It-
I mean,
But it's enjoyable,
But it-
right?
yeah,
It's
exactly.
enjoyable, and it
Exactly.
gets you guys to move, and that's again going back
Yeah,
to the
yeah, yeah.
premise. You want to find something that's enjoyable. I mean, hey, we're fortunate enough to live close to the beach. Some people like to walk at the beach at 6 p.m. and catch that sunset. You know,
Surfing.
and surfing is another
you know what's
one.
really good at actually burning calories?
Surfing,
Jump
yeah.
roping. Jump roping is so elite when it comes to burning calories in a small time period.
Yeah.
Oh man, you see some of those people.
They say
that-
10
that-
minutes, or I think 10 minutes of jump rope is equivalent to doing 30 minutes on the treadmill.
But jumping is not lit.
Have you ever seen
It's
those
not
people?
lit.
It's not
it's
lit.
hit.
It's hit.
It hits your
hit.
knees.
It's no, jump rope is a hit, man.
Yeah, I
You
know.
see some of these people that know how to that do it competitively wise.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, no.
it's HIT with
It's a
capital
hit.
Oh, you
letters.
see
a
how
hit.
Mayweather be jump roping
Yeah.
too? Oh, man.
No, but
it-
if you just do the basic one though, yeah.
Yeah, but like I
it's
said-
such a elite cardio.
and like I said, those are intensities going to be very important to help you get there too. Obviously, the higher the intensity that you are with your movement, the quicker you are most likely going to be getting to 10,000 steps. So you guys want to measure that as well too. You know, if your body can tolerate a hit type of movement, then you'll get to 10,000 steps.
Oh, definitely.
If you're
Real
more of a
quick.
lit time, it might take you a little bit longer.
You get to the 4,000.
Yeah, but you eventually can get there. You can get there, and once once you're at the lit level, then you go to the mid level, the medium,
Mid-level.
and whatnot. And the higher your intensity is, most likely, rule of thumb, that's the quicker you're gonna get to 10,000 steps.
Yeah.
So you got to start at some place. Start where you guys can develop the habits of getting there, and then as you're developing the habits of getting 10,000 steps a day, then you can start increasing the intensity. The higher the intensity goes,
That's it.
the less time it is for you to get to 10,000 steps.
Yeah.
And then
if you don't even know how many steps you're getting, use a tracker. Use your phone.
all these
Phones
steps you're
have trackers.
doing, what does it lead to?
All these steps, a lot
A
of
healthier,
healthy
happier
benefits.
you.
And a lot of sleep.
Sleep is a great one.
And a
There's
lot
a
of
lot
recovery.
of, you know what? That is very true. I guarantee you, if for those of you that struggle with sleep, that have a hard time, maybe
Walk.
suffer from insomnia, you guys are probably not moving as much, you know. And one of those things is if you're walking, if you're moving around, the body's gonna need to recover from that. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
That's true.
because we all know individuals, we've all met clients that they are struggling to sleep because they're not moving as much. So this is a simple way, like I said, you know, like Kyle said, get outside, walk around. Like Mike says, walk your dog or something like that.
Make you feel better.
It's gonna
Drop
make
that stress level.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna relieve your stress.
not just that, it's another way to release endorphins. You know, what better way to release some endorphins than I personally like to put some headphones on, listen to a podcast, make sure I'm walking around. It clears my thoughts and whatnot, and it's just something that helps me move. Oh my god, the minute I'm done, yeah, dude, I'm reset and I'm recharged and
You
whatnot.
feel accomplished. You feel productive.
Hell yeah, it's lit. That's
It's
how we
lit.
do it, man.
I know. Well, you know, what are your last thoughts on this? You know,
My last thoughts on this with 10,000 steps, it's going to be more of a self-motivating factor, to be honest, because you guys are literally, you have no real reason to not accomplish it. The only thing that's holding you back is your mindset. So make sure, if you want to make sure you can accomplish it, you do have opportunities throughout the day. You got to prioritize it. Prioritize those times, and it doesn't have to be all at once. Like I said, you can do some in the morning, some in the middle of the day, some
Yep.
at night.
Yep.
As long as you prioritize it, you will be able to get there. You know, how Kyle
Start little
said.
by little. You
How
know?
Kyle said, download something to track it.
Yeah, if you see that you're only getting maybe 1,000 steps, 2,000 steps, right? Okay, then bump it up. Try to go 1,500 and then 2,000. Just little by little, try to increase it.
Yeah. And like I said, that's going to be the challenge, is make sure you guys can just get to 10,000. And one of those ways is, like I said, is just putting yourself out there, getting there. If it's got to be how Mike says, maybe buying a stationary bike for your desk to start off,
or you can buy one for your couch.
for your couch. See? There you go. You can buy one. See, Mike's got you guys covered. You know, when me and Kyle are telling you guys to get out, Mike's telling you to stay in, and he's got you guys covered. Pretty much, we're covering all factors.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
really no excuse out there, right, Mike?
Yep.
None.
Nice.
None. Don't be a couch potato.
Don't be a couch
You know,
potato.
get a cylinder, cycle or whatever, put it down there, watch TV, and pedal.
Exactly.
This is a good idea. I might start doing that.
He just came up with it. I was like, that's not a bad idea.
I was just thinking, you know, man, stand on that treadmill looking at TV. Maybe I'll get one of those cylinder things and sit on the couch.
You know what? Do that. And one of the things is, like I said, as we challenge our viewers, we're going to challenge you. We'll follow up with you. Maybe if you do that, well, hey, let us know if you're at 6,000 now. Now, if
I
you're
might be at
7,000.
6,000 with that.
So, yeah. And I know you like a challenge. So, not
You know,
just that.
I sit on the couch for a couple hours watching TV, just like if I had a cylinder down there and I'm pedaling and watching TV. That hit my 6,000.
You'll be lit. That's lit. Yeah. So, guys, once again, follow us on our social medias platforms.
Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave it down on the YouTube comments. You know, we'll answer those questions on the next episode.
And like I said, get your 10,000 steps. We'll challenge you. We'll challenge ourselves. Mike is going to be the head captain of these 10,000 steps challenge.
There you go.
All right, you guys.
Yeah.
We'll catch you on the next
All right,
episode.
take it easy. See
Later,
you
later.
Later.